There we go. The big question is, where did the market crash go? What happened? Weren't we supposed to, you know, crash the financial markets? Everything was going down. It's going to doom, zero. We are right now recovering big time. Over here, up 16% from the lows since yesterday. Still not where we would like to be, but you know, some moves have been made. I see over here we had this 4-hourly channel towards downside over here. Big face channel, we dumped down into capitulation, move up here, right now climbing back inside the channel. We are still not outside of the channel up here towards the upside, but we are very, very close. Again, the big question is, what happened to the market crash, you know, to the Japanese yen and stuff like that. So like we said yesterday, the most important thing is to give it time. And especially during the panics and fears, because once that happens, people need a little bit time to figure out what's happening. People need a little bit time to figure out, you know, what the governments are gonna do, what you know, is the sell-off done or not, and so forth, so forth. So right now, just a second. So right now, I think it might be done, right? Because if you look at Nasdaq over here, Nasdaq is recovering big time over here. Let's go to the daily time frame. Nasdaq is recovering big time up here. This is yesterday's dump. It went from 1839 all the way down to, you know, 17. Right now it's almost back at that, you know, open again. The Dow Jones dumped a lot more, but you know, it's still recovering. Now everything is recovering big time from the lows. It's up 2.2%. And these are big moves. These are the big moves for the stock market up here. 6.26% on Nasdaq up here. SP 500 up here right now up something like, you know, 3.8% towards the downs upside. So it is recovering a little bit. Still not quite sure whether it's done or not, but we are pretty you know, we are pretty much low. I can show you something else. This is not today. This is yesterday. Yesterday we had a fear. This is day before yesterday, 26. And right now it's extreme fear number 17, right? So we are definitely again to these, you know, very, very low levels, the same levels that we were down over here. So if you remember back here a couple of weeks ago, when we hit 55, 54 levels, 53, with extreme fear as well. And right now we have this exact same fear over here right now. Look at this candle up here. It's pulling back above the support level over here. Now I don't think this support level is that important. I think one more important support level is up here at 61.4. We are not quite above that, but the fact that we are actually managing to pull back over here on the weekly time frame above 55.8, this is very, very good. Still 5 days left and 8 hours on the weekly time frame, so we got time, guys. We got time. When it comes to the daily time frame, there is one slight problem over here, and that's there is no bottom wick over here. So if you look at this green candle, there is no bottom wick. So maybe we are just, you know, having a big move up before we, you know, do a big move down again. We don't know what's happening. Like we said, it's not done just quite yet, but oftentimes, you know, by the time it's done, you're already at 60-70k, right? So confirmations come at a, you know, later point in time. But the most interesting part up here is the, you know, the entire move over here. There is the channel over here that right now we are back inside the channel, and we are waiting to get back outside of the channel over here. And like we said yesterday as well, this thing can actually take time, right? So if you this on the 4-hourly time frame, if you go back to the Corona dump over here on the 4-hourly time frame, where's the Corona dump? We gotta go back a little bit more back over here, and not on this chart. This chart over here, because this chart has actually data all the way back to the Corona dump. If you go to the Corona dump, this took around a week's time, right? So the recovery was pretty, you know, fast, and then you pull back, and then, you know, had another dip towards downside, and you create some kind of, you know, triangle over here or some kind of channel, right? It pulled back and then eventually broke that and continued, consolidated more and continue further towards the upside. But this part over here took a while, right? So once something big happens, it takes a while. Now I'm a little bit unsure whether we're gonna, you know, use an entire week to figure out for the market to figure out whether this is bad or good or what's happening, right? But this part over here took a week's time. And if you look at right now the chart, how this actually looks right now, we are just right now, you know, 1 day in. So we got only this very first move towards upside. Now, of course, the best case scenario is, you know, breaking this channel towards upside, exploding, and just having a V-shaped recovery right back up to 70k. I'm a little bit unsure whether that's gonna happen. I think more likely is to have another move down over here or over here. here and then go towards upside, just like in Corona up here. You have some kind of pattern being created up here, and then you go eventually towards upside or towards downside. We don't know how this is actually gonna play out, but we are pretty much certain that whatever it was yesterday that happened, I think it was a market overreaction, and right now we're just waiting for market to stabilize a little bit to figure it out and then continue towards the other side. Right now Bitcoin is back up at 5.2%. If you look over here on the daily time frame, it actually managed to go from 58 all the way down to 54 and close over here. That's 7% down, 14% down, you know, it was at lows, but you know, 7% down up over here. And right now we are up 5.35%, so just a little bit more to, you know, get back up there and to, you know, recover entire daily candle. So we also very interested in how this is gonna play out when it comes to the daily candle, and by the end of the day. Regardless, I'm looking at this channel. I think this channel is correct one. I mean, I think I drew it something like this over here. There we go. This is the channel. I think this is the correct channel up here for this move towards downside, because it was quite fast. I'm looking to see how this is gonna play out. We might get rejected over here. We already got a little bit rejection up here, failed to get inside the channel up here, and then we broke towards upside. But I think we might all the way go up there, pull back down here to these lows again up here before we actually go towards upside. So look for that. There might, you know, once the fear is established, you know, you can push the price very easily towards downside, right? And we also see a lot of rallying on the altcoins. There are a lot of altcoins right now that are doing 10% recovery and stuff like that, right? From the lows over here, this is up like 30%. So a lot of coins are up a big time, but on the daily time frame up here, they are not actually up 30%. This is 30% from the bottoms, right? A lot of coins are up like 10% and stuff like that, right? Pix is up 10% over here. Pepe is up 14% on the day, almost recovering entire candle. Bonk with up 16-14%. So a lot of stuff is recovering. You also see the Bitcoin dominance right now is still pulling back towards downside over here. It's minus 0.2 right now on the day over here. But I'm most interested when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. I'm most interested in this trend line over here, because once this trend line, you know, breaks towards downside, there's a very good chance for this to bleed down. And now that this market crash is done, I'm a little bit unsure whether we're gonna go again all the way up here, or are we gonna go out to 60% like Benjamin Cohen said. But I'm still looking at the blue box. We came very, very close to the blue box, just like over here, but I think, you know, it could be enough, right? You can get in blue box and then go down, but it is pretty much enough. Now, if Bitcoin is already up like 5%, but altcoins just got melted yesterday, literally melted. They were down like 20+%, like every single coin was down like 20%, and it is time to go up. It is definitely time to go up, the way I see it right now. I think this was what it was needed. Like over here, we had, you know, massive fear up here, came up here, big move towards downside up here. So if you're gonna go up, this is it. Because if this fails to go up and then it goes even lower down here, like, I don't know. Right. But I think it's time. Like last time as well, we said that this consolidation part over here, it's pretty much done. Yeah, the consolidation part that was actually over here. This over here is, you know, start of the volatility right now, and right now we are looking for this move towards upside. We don't think still the you know, the bull market is over. It's still very too early, and you know, this market crash kind of seems very sketchy. I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't think this is the big one. I have some kind of theory that, you know, the big one might come in 2026 or something like that. So we're gonna check that out if that is correct or not. But the way I see it, if there is gonna be a market crash, like the big one, you know, the financial crisis of the century, it's gonna be everything together at the same time. Crypto, financial, you know, traditional markets, housing bubble, like everything at the same time. And, you know, we can have that until Bitcoin tops out. So we have to have the Bitcoin topping out, 2025 give or take, then slow bleed, and then, you know, big crash. So, you know, 25, late 25, 26 give or take. Maybe then. Until then, all is good and dandy. Bitcoin is recovering, everything is looking nice. So, you know, there's that. Have a nice day, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.